Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My reception's really bad, so I just changed it. So whoever treads near the things that are doubtful, he goes near the doubtful things, then his religion is in problems. So be very careful of taking haram money from people. And as Muslims, we shouldn't be people that want to join in people's evil. So for instance, I'll give you an example. If you catch a Muslim and you want him to stop doing haram, but you're taking a haram money from him, what you're actually doing is you're enjoining that person to do more haram. So the best thing for you to do is to save yourself from the hellfire, and then save your family member from the hellfire that's doing it, or friend, by advising them and telling them, the halal is clear and the haram is clear. And there's some issues, the unclear issues, you're not sure if it's haram or halal, you're not sure. Whoever goes to the doubtful matters, say, I don't know, but then he falls into it, then that person's religion is destroyed. And for the person now who sees the unclear matter and he says, you know what, let me stay away from it, then he saved his religion. So be very, very, very careful of taking things that are haram and being part of the haram circle. And like I was saying to people, whoever sells drugs knows that you affect more than just the person you're selling drugs to, And haram things like selling alcohol and all that, the person who sells the alcohol is cursed. The person who delivers the alcohol is cursed. Every single person is cursed. And just remember, the person who's cursed, be careful of this, A curse from Allah means that you're far away from His mercy. So, I don't think people actually understand that. Be careful, be very, very, very careful when you're doing haram money thing, because you're mashing yourself up and all the people around you. Trust me. Can't even spend that money in charity, because you're not even meant to give that in charity. You know what I'm saying? But they say, this is what some ulama say. They say I'm a drug dealer, and then I turn Muslim. They say, now give all your money in charity, but don't seek no reward from it, because you're not going to get any reward from it. What's the point in that? What's the point of having all that money, but there's no reward in it? And this is what I said to you. The ayah in Surah Taghabun, ayah number 15, it says, your wealth and your children are only a fitna, a trial, whereas with Allah is a great reward. Talking about the paradise. So this is why we have to be very careful what we do. Person has to be very careful what you do. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, and I'll say this hadith again, and I keep repeating it, wretched is the slave of the dinar, the slave of gold and silver and fine clothes and garments. The slave. There's some people, wallahi, they are slaves of Giuseppe's. They're slaves of Balenciagas. They're slaves of Givenchy. They're slaves. Wallahi, all these rappers, they're just fake. All of them, they wear all these designers, but it's just to hide the pain that they really feel inside. Some people wear chains around their necks, and really they're still slaves. Locked to these chains, the Rolex watch, all of these stuff. The Audemars, what does it mean? When you die and you go to your grave, what does it mean? That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds you in a small surah, Alhaakum at-takathur hatta zurtumul maqabil. Your mutual rivalry, for material things until you reach the graves. Kalla, what? Then you'll come to know. There's a thumma kalla sawfa ta'lamun. And then you will really come to know. Come to know what? The reality of this dunya. That it was just a deceiving torment. It's just a deceiving enjoyment. The real enjoyment is never feeling pain. Never feeling thirst. Getting every single thing you want. Having the whole of this dunya at your disposal. That is the real game. Never ever dying. Never have to worry about death and losing loved ones. You'll be with everyone that you love. So this is the real success, and this is what we have to be focused on. And I'll say it again, the person who goes near the undoubtful matters and treads near them, his religion will be mashed up. And the Muslim has to be careful of this. The Muslim has to be very careful of this. Also, with the haram money, another serious point to be taken into consideration when it comes to haram money is, in the end of all this haram money and making it, what do you seek to get? On the real, what are you going to get from it? Is it just a small term gain you're trying to get because This is what I don't understand with some Muslims. You will go for small-term gain, but long-term pain. That sounds stupid to me. So basically, what you're saying to me is a short-term gain, like you'll get a little bit of benefit for now, but in long-term, you're going to be mashed up. What's the point in that? That don't even make sense. What is the point in that? That does not make any sense to me. Come on, like... So you gotta be careful, man. You've got to be very, very careful of this haram money. There is this Muslim rapper always filming him giving to charity from the money he makes through trapping his music, etc. Doesn't have any value, does it? Alright, so basically, if you're a rapper, you're a flop anyway. You're just a waste man anyway. And if you say you're a Muslim rapper, there's no such thing as Muslim rapper. You can't call a Muslim a rapper. Either you're a Muslim or you're a rapper. You have to differentiate the two, because a rapper can't be a Muslim because there was no rappers in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. I don't care if all your topics are talking about deen or whatever, bruv. You're a waste man and you just need to allow it. That's first of all. Second of all, all his proceedings and every single thing that he's made is haram. So that cannot be spent on charity. But if he wants to get rid of all that money and make tawbah, then yes, he gives it away for charity, but he does not seek reward from it because he will not get a reward from it. The money does have no value and it is haram, and anyone he gives it to, he's giving fire in their bellies. So yes, just remember, there's no such thing as Muslim rapper. He's called Jahil Muslim. That's what he's called. Someone who's doing sins, major sins, that could lead him into the hellfire, and he's misguiding people. So he needs to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have a friend whose father makes haram money and spends it on her education, including hifz and her other needs. Is everything she has haram for her? That's a question for the ulama. That's a big question. Because, wallahi, I've heard some different kind of things on this topic. So that's a question for the ulama. I can't answer that question. What I will say is that, that father needs to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what he puts in his children's belly, So I will say. Is the money haram if you have a boxing fight or something and most of the money comes from betting? Yeah, every single thing from gambling is haram. So everything from gambling is haram. So there's no matter what. Anything that's haram, the proceedings from it will be haram. So the means to it will be haram and the things to it will be haram. That's how it kind of works in Islam. So that's how it works. And let me tell you about the beauty of halal money. Halal money, even if it's small, it has lots of barakah in it. And what I mean by barakah is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make that small money last so long. And he'll make that small money have so much benefit. The things that it does do, it brings about only benefit. That's why in the dua that we make every single morning, what we should make, is Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'an wa rizqan tayyiban wa amalan mutaqabalan. Oh Allah, Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'an, from knowledge that benefits, wa rizqan tayyiban, from a pure risk, wa amalan mutaqabalan, and deeds that will be accepted. And this is one of the most beautiful du'as that we should all make, and we should enjoy this du'a, we should say it with like a beautiful heart, we should say it with a smile on our face, because it's a beautiful du'a, bi'ithnillah. So the Muslim should do this, ask for pure risk, a good risk, because a good risk, even if it's small, it has a lot of barakah in it, and it brings about a lot of benefit, and everybody that gets it is benefiting from it, and it's a form of charity for you as well, everything you spend on your family is a sadaqah, everything you spend in that money is a sadaqah, even if you're doing it, and it depends, remember, in the amal of biniyah, every action is judged by its intention. So if someone's giving this money saying, I'm trying to free myself from debt so that I'm not burdened with debts, then Allah will reward you, And this is what the most important thing is, that we don't see our money mash us up in the hereafter. We're seeing it benefit us. So if someone has halal money, but the person who makes it uses it to buy. So basically, yes. So I work a 9 to 5, but then I take my money and spend it on haram. The money doesn't become haram, but the items that I'm buying is haram. The money's still halal, even if you spend it on something haram. Because the money remember, we go back to the asl of where the money came from. The money came from a pure source. You're just spending it on a dirty, filthy thing, such as cigarettes. and please people, yeah, stay away from cigarettes. I can't. Makes your breath smell, yeah. As a woman, yeah, it makes your breath stink, yeah. You look low, bruv. And brothers here that are practicing, they can't take it, bruv. It's the worst smell ever. It gives them headaches. It makes them not feel good, and it makes them look at you very low, you know. Sister that smokes a lot, yeah, her head becomes dependent on it. And she's like, I'm smoking because I'm stressed. And then it makes you start thinking that I need to do things to try and take my stress away as well, you know what I'm saying? So look for the halal ways to take away stress, like du'as. You know, maybe you need to maybe do some exercise. There's some other things. And this is me being real, you know. This is me being real. Smoking cigarette thing is dead. Like, big man thing. Like, I don't know any brother that likes that still. Any man that likes smoking cigarettes, he probably does it as well. Makes your breath smell. Like, come on, man. It's long. Makes your teeth yellow as well. Like, I knew a woman that had no front teeth. You want to marry a woman with no teeth? Like, big man thing. Like, are you serious? You want to marry someone with no front teeth? Yeah, fags are addictive. Yeah, and we can't say it's not, but not every day cigarettes, man. Sometimes you gotta be strong. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be strong, man. Yeah, you gotta be strong, man. You gotta be strong. That's the truth. But I'm saying, yeah, the reason why I'm calling them low, yeah, is because this is real. I'm being real with you. How men look at it. This is how the majority of men look at it. I know 4 brothers here, and they all said the same thing to me. If they caught their wife smoking a cigarette, like they saw her with a cigarette to their mouth, they'll look. From that day, they'll lose respect. It's like you having respect for me, and then you see me in the bathroom with a pornography mag. You're gonna think low of me, no matter what you say. So I'm addicted to it. Well, that's not an excuse. You're still gonna think low of me. You're gonna be like, look at this guy. What's he doing with this magazine in the toilet? He's a filthy guy. That's what you're gonna think automatically. You know what I'm saying? So it's everyone's perception of things, isn't it? And smoking cigarettes, you know, we should all try and stop it. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. We should all try and stop, not justify it and say, oh well, I feel low and, you know, blah blah blah. We'll try our hardest, innit? We're all Muslims. You know what I'm saying? So, can you go through depression and still have full faith? Of course you can. Of course you can. Of course you can have full faith in Allah and go through depression. Depression is real, you know. I don't like when people say it's not. Depression is real. Depression is real, you know. You can have faith in it, you know. So you can have full faith in Allah and have depression, because your depression hasn't stopped you from believing Allah. If you're still worshipping Allah, but you're going through depression, you know. And one of the cures for depression, yeah, is, and please people remember this, yeah, is by seeking the right means of help, you know. So yes, we're Muslims. Yes, we believe in Allah. Yes, we believe in going through these things. But if you are going through a point where you start feeling suicidal, you need help. You know, you need proper medical help. You know, you might need to go and seek the proper help. You know, no one's telling you to not seek help. You know, I would definitely tell someone to go and seek the true help, so that you can get through this time. It doesn't mean your faith's any weaker in Allah. It's just that Allah's tested you with a different trial. This is the test that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for them people, you know. Yeah, so yeah, therapy. Pills, taking medication and pills. Oh. After taking medication and pills, my thing is that don't do it unless, you know, you're under the guidance of a doctor, you know, because some people say, oh, don't go to the doctor, blah blah blah. But if you're not helping the person's feeling suicidal, then what do you want the person to do? Commit suicide? They have to go and get them. They have to go and get the things, man. You know, people need the right help. Someone suffering from bipolar or schizophrenia, they need help, you know. It's a taboo subject that people don't really talk about in Islam, but it's actually real, you know. There's some things of the adat, of the worldly matters, that are real. For instance, someone having being traumatized. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't say the person's got a jinn. The person's been traumatized, you know. The person's got something wrong with them. They've been through something in their life that's traumatized them. We can't now sit there and say to that person, well, you're just going through jinn. It's a jinn jumping on you. It's someone giving you ayn. Not everything's ayn. Not everything is ayn. Stop thinking everything is ayn. Some things are actually real. That person suffering from depression, if you have anyone around you that has mental health, you know that this thing is real. It's not fake. That the person really thinks that they're seeing something that's not actually there, you know. So you have to be careful, man. You've got to be so careful when it comes to telling someone they got a jinn when really that person's suffering from depression. You know, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to be, you know, firm, you know, in his religion. It was a very good question, though. Barakallahu fikum. Could I do my next live talk about mental health, inshallah? Yes, inshallah I will. I've got, but it's been taking me time because I've done a lot of research on the topic. My topic's a little bit more deeper. It's about, I've got issues from, like, I've got all kinds of things. It's not just, my talk about mental health is going to be a big one. It's not going to be a small one. So I'm taking my time. I'm not trying to rush it. I don't want to give people wrong advice and wrong things, you know. Because anyone who's had mental health in their family know that this thing is real, you know. Yeah. Adnan, what advice would you have for people who want to really take the path to get close to Allah and leave everything behind and change themselves completely? What advice do you have for taking the path to get close to Allah? Everyone should want to get closer to Allah. Leave everything behind and change themselves completely. You can't. Yeah, this question is flawed, and the reason why I'm telling you this question is flawed is because every single person, yeah, who's trying to get closer to Allah, he can't leave behind every single thing that he's done. He has to take it in stages. He can't just completely give up everything. You can't. If I'm a drug dealer, you can't tell that drug dealer, stop selling drugs. You have to give them an alternative. You got to say, rah, bro, there's job opportunities here. Can you drive? What kind of qualifications can you do? Would you willing to go back to college? Are you willing to do an apprenticeship? You got to try and help that person get out of that way of living. Does that make sense? You can't tell someone, yeah, just start seeking knowledge, go to the masjid every day. What kind of dumb advice is that? My man's suffering some real issues, bro. My man's in a gang. He just left the gang. Like, there's people after him that want to kill him. You're telling him, go to the mosque every day. Do you think that's a smart thing to say to him? The first thing you need to say to him is you need to move area, bro. You know, you need to get out from where you are, you know? So that person, the only way he's going to do is if he does what that man done, you know, in that hadith of the man that left his area. So we have to be realistic, you know? And always remember this, yeah? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yeah, the Quran could be revealed all at once to him, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed it in stages. You know what I'm saying? In stages. And this is the same thing when you're trying to get closer to Allah. It's all about stages and taking your time and seeking the knowledge and, you know, learning your deficiencies, you know, learning what makes you weak and what makes you strong so that you know what to stay from and you know what sins will destroy you and you know how to make tawbah and you know how to turn back to Allah and you know what things increase your iman and decrease your iman and, you know, things that keep you on a steady path. You got to learn all these things, you know. You can't leave everything behind and change themselves completely. It's impossible. No man can do it. And the person who tries it and he jumps in too hard, he's going to fall off even harder. I've seen it more than enough times. Been Muslim for so long. I've seen so many come in this religion and take it too serious. Not too serious, but he went to extreme. I'm cutting off everything. I'm cutting off this, cutting off that. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And then, wallahi, 2 months later, brother disappeared. Next thing we know, we see him on Channel U talking about, yeah, man a Graham MC, boom, man a Graham MC, boom, man a Graham MC. What's he talking about? What happened to him? Man fell off his deen that hard. No folk, no nothing, no lahya, no nothing. No lessons, no salah, no nothing. Don't ever tell brothers to ever give up everything. Take your time, my brothers and sisters. Take your time. Anything you're doing. If you're smoking 20 fags today, cut down to 10. And then next week, 5. And then next week, 1. And then eventually, inshallah, you cut it down. Just like the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahabas, you know. The revelation for Qamar never came straight away. You know, it took years. And at first, don't drink while you come to Salah. Then at the end, don't drink completely. By that time, they were strong. You know what I'm saying? So try and do that. Any advice on how a person can start praying again after falling off? Subhanallah, man. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on you, man. And anyone that falls off praying. I just like to mention one hadith to you, yeah? When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, between a man's between kufr and belief is leaving off the salat. So whoever leaves off the salat, then he's a kafir. You know, when you read this hadith, you have to really look at yourself like, what separates you from the kuffar when you don't pray? What separates you from the kuffar? The kuffar do good deeds. The kuffar eat halal meat. The kuffar get married. The kuffar, some kuffar do a lot of things. What don't they do? Some kuffar say they believe in one God. So where's the issue right now? You don't pray. They don't pray 5 times a day. This prayer 5 times a day is to get that connection with you and your Lord every single day. So you and your Lord are close. I'm slipping at work. Brother's slipping at work. Sister's slipping at work. All day she's been looking at men. Now prayer time comes. Bam, she goes and prays to her Lord. She makes that wudu. Sins are falling off of her. Sins are falling off of her while she's praying. So, don't give up praying, no matter what. What happens if someone is practicing but haram money is their weakness? Now, haram money can be anyone's weakness, Walakin, be careful. Be careful, because haram money has no benefit to it. Imagine making money and you cannot spend it on your loved ones because you're mashing them up with it. You have to be careful with this haram money, because haram money is never going to benefit you. It's just going to mash you up even more and more and more. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very, very, very careful, So be careful with the haram money. Be careful, man. I mean, what happens to someone who practices but their weakness is haram money? You just said it. And just like to say something here. I'm not looking at my comments anymore, but look, I'd just like to say something to everyone, yeah? You see haram money, yeah? It comes with more than just haram money. Haram money can take you away from Allah, meaning that if you make haram money and you don't care that you're making it, Allah can take away salah from you. He can take away iman from you. Don't ever fall into a sin where you think that now I can do it and I don't care, because Allah will mash you up with that thing. He will use that thing to mash you up. That's why if you see a lot of men that make haram money, eventually they get nicked and they go to jail. They lose everything. Man are sleeping with their baby mother, man are violating their mum, man are brucking up their little brother. Feds took everything from the yard, even took stuff that the mum bought from her own money, taking out bare stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, feds are moving savage. They're saying this is all proceedings of crime. You know what I'm saying? Man's in jail for 8 years, 9 years, mum die, sister get big, daughter big, wife left him, bare mad things happening in his life. And it just keeps happening and happening and happening. He's thinking, why is it happening? You know what I'm saying? Trust me, haram money has more effects than it looks. Like, you're affecting everyone around you. You're mashing up your family. You're mashing up everyone that loves you. You're mashing up yourself, because if the feds catch you, they're going to put you in prison. There's lots of things. And sometimes, let me tell you something, yeah? This is the realest now. We're getting to mathematics now, yeah? Let's get to mathematics. How much do drug dealers actually make a year? So let's put it to a good job. Say a man earns, let's say 30k a year. Let's go 30k a year. How much drug dealers make in a year? Be honest. Some of them ain't even making 30k, And certain men got jobs and they're making 30k. I would rather make 18 grand a year of halal money, knowing that money is coming to my account once a month and it's halal and it's got blessing in it, and that I don't have to watch my back. I don't have to worry about police kicking off my door. I don't have to worry about my mum getting shifted or having my family all outside the house or naked, out of their clothes, talking about no one's allowed in the yard. I'd rather have that than have haram money. Selling khamr, at a bar. You know how disgraceful you look. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Selling alcohol. You're in Tesco's and you're scanning the alcohol. and you're taking fatwas from, I don't even know what sheikh said that you can do it. What's that guy that said that you can sell alcohol because you're only scanning it? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide him, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all mad. People selling alcohol at Tesco's or Sainsbury's thinking it's permissible. All touching alcohol, putting it up on the shelf. Everybody that's involved in the khamr is cursed. Every single person. From the person who sells it to the person who sells it, to the person who brings it, the person who makes it, the person who steps on it, the person who brings the grapes for it. Everything's cursed. And that's the same with any other drug. Oh, I don't take it. I don't do it. I'm just giving it to my man. I'm not selling it. You're just getting deceived by the shaitan. Shaitan's got you in a headlock. And then now you're going to fall under this ayat. أَلْهَاكُمُ التَّكَاثُرُ حَتَّى زُرْتُمُ الْمَقَابِرَ. You know, and the mutual rivalry. And like, why, man? And when you ask people why they're doing it, it's only one reason why people want to make lots of haram money, yeah? It's because they say I'm broke. Being patient upon poverty is better than being patient upon the haram money, the effects of what it's going to do to you in the long run. You know? So, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from this evil, you know. So there's an issue that I'm gonna bring up with the people. I was saying up my story. Whoever follows my story, you've heard it. I said, Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, in his book, he talks about 3 important matters. The first is Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, Tawheed Asma wa Sifat. The second is Tawheed Uluhiyyah, and the third is disassociating yourself from the people of Shirk. Now, I want you lot to be very, 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 very aware of why he says this. And the reason why I brought this thing to the people is for a few reasons. The first reason, yeah, is that nowadays we see that the Muslim, he kind of wants to be like the kuffar. He wants to resemble them. He wants to look like him. Sister wants to put on all that makeup, go outside with some mad looking hijab on, so she looks like, I don't know, she looks similar, she looks good. She wants to look good. You know, she wants to look sexy. But for who? What, for man on the road? Man on the road for what? Dirty little perverted dons. They just want to just do one thing with you. Regardless if they give you the best words in the world, their angle is bent. 9 out of 10 dons' angles is bent. If a don ain't coming to you on a marriage proposal thing and saying, I need daddy's number or Wally's number, he's moving kinky. That's the truth. And the same for, you know, brothers out there that are walking around in expensive stuff. I'm not saying expensive stuff's not good. I'm saying that don't make that the focus of your life. You know, don't make that the end all of everything. Like, I'm wearing Versace. Like, so what, bro? So what? I don't care about your Versace. Tell me about your Quran, bro. Can you recite Quran? Get out of here. Man, I don't want to know you. I don't want to know you. What hadith do you know? Be quiet. You don't know no hadith. You don't know Quran, but you're talking about Da Vinci. You're driving a Range Rover. Bruv, I'd rather walk on my 2 feet from a long distance than driving a big whip and think that I'm better than anyone else. Yeah? Because your haram money don't make you better than me, mate. Yeah? Because we're all going to go to the same grave. Only difference is what we're going to take into that grave with us. Yeah? So you better know what you're taking in. Because if all your money's haram, you're even getting... They're not even... None of them deeds, none of them things that you're spending is even to be accepted. Imagine taking people in a car and that journey you said, I'm doing it for the sake of Allah, but it didn't get accepted because of what? Because the car's haram. What's the point in that? Nothing's getting accepted. That's what's the scary thing about haram money. That you don't know what is actually getting accepted. Imagine nothing gets accepted. Then what happens then? Imagine the hellfire burning because of money. That's why you have to remember these small ayats are very important. Al-Hakum at-Takathur hatta zuratum al-Maqabir. The only time a person realizes that this haram money this mutual rivalry for bad trainers and all this didn't mean anything, is when he hits the grave. Like, that's how deep it is. Like, that's how deep it is. And it's like, I don't know if it's me, yeah, but everybody's like, I've said this once already, yeah, like, everybody's like wearing these clown uniforms. It's like a clown uniform. Like, I give you the clown uniform, yeah. I'll give you the clown uniform, man. You ready for it? He's got a Moncler jacket, Stone Island jacket, yeah. He's got Balmain top, Balmain t-shirt, or Gucci t-shirt, or Louis Vuitton t-shirt. He's got a Louis Vuitton belt, Gucci belt, Fendi belt, Giuseppe belt, whatever. Yeah, Balmain jeans, or these square jeans, or white jeans. Yeah, and then on his feet, probably 100% Giuseppe's, Balenciagas, Gucci's. Let's think. Oh yeah, Valentino's. That's called the clown outfit. Oh yeah, don't forget the Gucci side bag. No, it's not the Gucci anymore. It's the Armani leather one. Yeah, lubes, that's it. He's got lubes on. He's got red bottoms on. Wow. Oh my gosh, he's winning. Oh my gosh, he's up. Oh my god, he's got £950 shoes. Oh my gosh, he's the man. He's the man. Everybody respect him. Everybody rate him. Guess what? His mum still lives on a council estate, and she walks with bags from the bus stop to the house, and she don't get no help, and she's struggling and got high blood pressure, and she needs someone to take her to the hospital. Flipping waste, man. Waste, man. Don't even. Oh man, I don't want to start. I don't want to start this clown uniform, and man can't even help his mum. Poor old woman, fam. Poor woman. He's wearing all that designer, but he couldn't even spend £5 or £10 to help his mum out. He couldn't even help his mum. The woman that gave birth to him, he couldn't even help her. She's still struggling. She's still like, oh, I got bills to pay. I got rent to pay. I got council tax to pay. What, you done all of that with all them designers, but you couldn't even help your mum out the ghetto? This is what I said, man. Man are really poor, but they act rich. Man are really poor, but they act rich. And this is the reality of it. So don't be amazed. Don't feel amazement by these people, you know, by their clown outfits. It's called a clown outfit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're all clowns. Man want to be something they're not. And then end up doing what? Like, don't be a guy in 10 years. The only thing you got to show from the roads is your designer belts and your designer clothes. Yeah, I got Pradas. They're real ones. Alhamdulillah. Barakallah fiqh, Aki. What are you going to do now? Change the world? Your kids are going to look up to you. Oh, my dad has Pradas on. So, what are your kids going to do? Oh, my dad wears Gucci. Wow. Can you teach them any Quran? Can you teach them any Arabic? Can you teach them about the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Can you teach them about how to stay away from halal and haram? Can you teach them how to benefit them to get to Jannah? Can you make them be a benefit of you, so when you go into your grave, they're still benefiting you? Can you teach them that? Because if you can't, then wallahi, there's no benefit to what you've done. You just wasted lots of time. You just wasted lots of time. And you know what the funny thing is, yeah? A lot of these road, man, yeah? I'm going to get real deep now, yeah? I'm going to get real deep. You see a lot of these road, man, yeah? You sit down with them, yeah? They start smoking weed, they be like, the Freemasons got everything on lock, but it's all mad, fam. You don't even know. That's why I don't even follow religion, fam, because it's all man-made and it's all mad, fam, yeah? Talks all this rubbish, yeah? You know Giuseppe's, yeah? And all these designers, yeah? Most of these people are gay, yeah? And most of these people don't even like black people. They don't want black people to wear their stuff. But you're wearing it. Comfortable. You're making him richer. Like, wallahi, like, trust me, the haram money don't mean nothing. That car my man's got, it's probably HP or a rental. Don't get gassed by it. And even if he did buy it out of cash with that haram money, he just wasted a lot of haram money. That's all he done. So, don't be amazed by the person who makes haram money or the person who drives a big car or has a big chain on. That person, trust me, he's low in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's low in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know. So, barakallah feet, man. You know. What if wear this type of clothing not for people, but because it's sunnah to dress smart? Let me tell you something. You want to be identified as a Muslim. be identified as a Muslim. That's the best way to be identified. You're the most honourable person in the dunya. Sister, when you're wearing hijab and then people look at you, yeah, and they're like, oh, look at her in her jilbab or in her abaya. I would never do that. Let me tell you something, sister. You're the most highest of creatures on the planet. And you see you, brother, when you carry this lahiyah here, let me tell you something. All these kuffar are growing lahiyas now. They wish they could have lahiyas like, man. How about that? Go to work every day, they're like, oh, you're being so nice. I'm like, yeah, cool, yeah, cool, whatever. You know, I don't care what you think. Man will still grow it like this. Oh, you need to trim it down. I ain't trimming nothing. That's me. You know, man's a Muslim. Muslims don't cut their beards. But, you know, Muhammad, Mo, he cuts his beard and he comes out with us. Yeah, that's good for Mo. I ain't Mo. My name's Adnaan. I follow Quran and Sunnah. I don't know what Mo follows. Don't tell me about no Mo. Man ain't going to no Christmas party. Man ain't going to no New Year's party. How about that? Leave me alone. Do you want to come to my Eid party? You want to come to my Eid party? Yeah? You going to come pray Eid with me? This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, man, don't follow the people, man, because people will just misguide you. You know what I'm saying? People will just misguide you. People will just misguide you, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Sunshines is right. Haram money never ever lasts. And it always makes you depressed. It makes you depressed. Man had bare money at one time in my life. If you know how much money I had bare money. And I was sitting there sad. I was so sad, bruv. I needed Allah, bruv. That's what I needed. I was so depressed. I had so much money. So much money. But I was sad. How can you have lots of money and be sad? You know what I'm saying? No one was happy with me. You know what I'm saying? I was lost in the sauce, as they call it. You know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah, Allah guided me to Islam. Because if you never, wallah, I don't know where, I'd probably be in jail for life or doing something crazy. Alhamdulillah, I'm a revert. Barakallahu fikum. I remember I said there's nothing wrong with buying designer stuff. Yeah, I'm not cussing that stuff. I'm just saying it's the clown uniform. I'm just talking about everybody wants it. It's like you're the in fashion if you got this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that's why they turn us into consumers. You know, a little bit off topic, but it's all to do with haram money. You know, so. Don't be a clown, you know. If you want to buy it, but don't make it the end all of your life. Like, yeah, I'm going to work a 9 to 5, you know, and I'm going to buy designer stuff. Because then people that do that, yeah, and this is the truth, yeah, a lot of men don't have any self-confidence. So they buy this designer stuff so women will look at them and be like, oh, wow, he's got money, he's this, he's that. So it boosts his man's confidence a little bit. That's what it really is. That's the truth. The only reason why a man buys expensive stuff is because they think gal are going to care. Bruv, there's so much fake stuff going around anymore, you don't even know what's real and what's fake. Money be like, but I'll show you the receipt. Like, bruv, you're going too far, man. Nobody cares about receipts. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Don't make the haram money make you do stupid stuff just to look like you're in fashion. Like you're in with the in crowd. Bruv, the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ is clear. It says, Kun fi dunya ka'annaka gharibun aw abirun sabil. Be in this world as if you're a stranger or a wayfarer, a traveler. You know, be in this world like that. You know, man's wearing a white phobe. This is like, maybe man's had this phobe for 10 years, 8 years. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be wrapped up in a white sheet. I'm not gonna be wrapped up in Gucci. You know, the richest man still goes to the same hole that I go to. So. Whether you're rich or you're not, you're all going to end up in the grave, you know. That's why look at the ayah. Alhaakumut takathur hatta zurtumul maqabil, you know. So, just, you know, just think about these stuff, you know. So, just be careful, man. Just be careful with haram money as well, man. And like I said to people, yeah, if you know anyone that's involved in haram money, you know, it's all good telling someone to get out of it, but if you're not giving them a solution, then that person's not going to get out. That's why, alhamdulillah, Hikmah Bookshop, we've been trying to get people jobs. So if you need any jobs or you need any help trying to get into a course so you can get onto a job, please DM me, you know. and we will see what we can do. You know, we got SIA courses, CSCS courses, you know, construction courses. You got a criminal record, we can still help you. You know, don't let that stuff be a barrier towards you not achieving your goals. You know, anything is possible. You know, there's people that came from worse backgrounds than you, with worse records than you, and they got jobs, so you can do it as well. Don't let no one put you down or demotivate you. Anything is possible. You know, some of these people that are not Muslims that are working jobs, they had the littlest faith and got it, so we can do it ourselves. You know, so don't ever think that you can't get a job again, or like, you know, you can't get halal money. So, you know, this is where it all comes down to. This is where it all comes down to. So that's what I had to say. And remember I said to you, so we're gonna finish with this note. Yeah, I'm gonna finish with a little story. Yeah, and I want you lot to I'm gonna want you lot to ponder over the story that I said to you. Yeah, but this hadith is narrated by Abdurrahman bin Ibn Auf radiallahu anhu. He says, when we came to Al-Medina as immigrants, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam established a bond of brotherhood between me and Sa'ad bin Ar-Rabbi. Sa'ad ibn Rabbi said to me, I am the richest among the Ansar, so I will give you half of my wealth, and you may look at 2 of my wives, and whichever one of them pleases you, I will divorce her, and you can have her. I choose to divorce her, and you can have her once her iddah is done. Abdurrahman ibn Auf replied, I am not in need of all of that. Is there a marketplace where trade is practiced? He replied, the market of Qunayyo. Abdurrahman went to that market the following day and brought some dried buttermilk, yogurt, and ghee. Then he continued going there regularly. A few days later, Abdurrahman came having traces of yellow scent on his body. Allah's Messenger ﷺ asked him whether he had got married. He replied in the affirmative. The Prophet ﷺ said, whom have you married? He replied, a woman from the Ansar. Then the Prophet ﷺ asked, how much did you pay her? He replied, a gold piece equal in weight of a date stone, or a date stone. The Prophet ﷺ said, give a walima, and even if it is 1 sheep. Okay, like this hadith is the first hadith in Sahih Bukhari's book of sales, book of transactions. Kitabu Buyur. Kitabu Buyur is the first hadith, you know, and it shows us that, you know, the Muslim should be someone who gets up and he wants to seek his money. He doesn't want to just be given handouts from people, you know. And it shows that Abdurrahman ibn Auf, he went out there and he got his wife, you know. And this is a really beautiful hadith. There's so many beautiful things in there, you know. How he asked where the market is. He went there and he started to make business, and then he got married, you know. And it shows the Prophet ﷺ said, have a walima. So, you know, give a walima. So maybe it's permissible for everyone to do a walima, so do that as well. But the most important thing, what we're trying to say here, is that he actually went out there with his own 2 hands and made his own way. You know, he started his own business his own way, and you know, this narration, from what we know, it says Abdurrahman ibn Auf was the richest man in Medina. He became the richest man, you know, he became one of the richest men in Medina. So it shows that anything is possible when it comes to the deen, and you should have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it shows Abdurrahman ibn Auf how smart he was, you know, how faqih he was, you know. So as Muslims, we should be people that want to seek risk and to get it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and make sure that it is permissible money, yeah. And then after we go about it in our own way. We don't wait on people. We get up and we go and get it, inshallah. And that's the last thing that I wanted to say to the people. Barakallahu feekum, for everyone tuning in. Inshallah, tomorrow, bi'idhnillah, we're going to try and go through some points of Usul al-Thalatha. I'm going to break it down in a very simple form for people, so people don't get lost in it, but so we can go through some knowledge tomorrow, inshallah. If you have any questions now, before we finish, that are related to the topic, then I'll try my hardest to answer. If I can't, then Allah knows best. If you have any questions, let me know. No questions, then we're gonna finish here. Barakallahu feekum for everyone tuning in. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward everyone. You know, anything I said that was correct was may Allah put it on my scale was a good deed, and anything I got wrong, then it was from me and the shaitan, and Allah and His messenger is free from it. Barakallahu feekum. Subhan